The Grimm Audio MU players are known for delivering a sound quality that was previously only obtainable for far more money. But you needed to use Roon. Now they also work with Tidal Connect and UPnP rendering. The Grimm Audio MU1 and MU2 are music players with integrated Roon servers. Internal storage in the shape of a 2.5-inch SSD drive is optional. The MU1 has a very high quality upscaler and has AES EBU, SPDIF and Toslink outputs. I reviewed it in February 2022 and bought it immediately thereafter to use it with the Core Dave DAC. The MU2 was introduced 2 years later. It has an integrated high-end DAC and has a very high-quality analog preamp. It has both analog and digital inputs and only analog outputs. I reviewed it in November 2023 and bought it to replace the MU1 and Dave DAC. Links to the reviews in the top right corner of the screen at the end of this video and in the description. As you may know, I've been an avid Roon user since day one. The user interface is unparalleled, as is the information about tracks, compositions, albums, artists and composers, while cross-references through hyperlinks complete the picture. But apparently there are also people who simply want a basic user interface and don't want to pay for Roon on top of buying the player. 2 years ago, Grimm therefore promised an update that would allow you to use the MU players without Roon. Although people were growing impatient, Grimm Audio took their time, and for a good reason. As always, they wanted to code the audio software themselves, which, according to the Grimm team, does have a significant impact on the sound quality. Precise timing is essential in digital audio. If, like Grimm Audio, you hand select the best clock crystals from a batch with the highest specifications and discard the rest, you don't want the computer code to mess that up. When I got notice there was an update, I did it immediately. It resulted in update MU2 v 1.0.1.0. A day later, update MU2 v 1.0.1 was released. It's the version I did most of the testing with. First, there is the addition of Tidal Connect. All you need now is a smartphone or tablet with the Tidal Connect app. When you select a song, album or playlist to play, the app sends the information to the Grimm player, which then plays the music directly from Tidal. The music isn't transferred through the smartphone or tablet. Qobuz Connect is being announced and will follow in due course. UPnP works much the same way, but only for your locally stored music. You'll need a UPnP server program running on a computer or NAS. My favorite UPnP server program for music is minimserver. I'm running it on the Sonic Transporter i7 CDR, but there are versions for all popular operating systems and NAS systems. You don't need a computer with an i7 processor. In most cases, even an i3 will be sufficient. You then use a UPnP controller app on your smartphone or tablet. I use Glider, which isn't currently available in the App Store. But Google UPnP controller and you find many free and paid controller apps for all operating systems. You use the controller app to select and cue music and create playlists. It then sends instructions to the UPnP server program, which then sends the music directly to the chosen renderer, such as the Grimm players, along with the metadata and volume settings. Jukebox programs like Audivana and JRiver Media Center can use PnP renderers, such as Grimm Audio, to play music. They use the UPnP protocol by emulating the control and server functions. Since I have Audivana Studio running on the Sonic Transporter alongside Roon server and minimserver, I tried that as well. Audivana and JRiver require a subscription, but they are cheaper than Roon. Tidal Connect is free for all Tidal subscribers. when using UPnP or Tidal Connect, and if you have enabled loudness normalization in the settings menu, the Grimm player compensates for differences in volume between the tracks using the analog relay-controlled volume control. From the blue button, you can access the software manual directly. The programmable infrared receiver is now paired with the Grimm remote control. The remote control is included with every Grimm player. People who bought the Grimm player but didn't receive the remote can request one for free. It is still possible to learn the player infrared codes from other remote controls, such as the remote for your amplifier that also has buttons for a CD player or streamer. And now you only have to press the standby button on the remote once to put it into standby mode. Previously it took two. UPnP renderer supports stereo and multi-channel WAV, FLAC, OGG, AAC, AIFI, MP3, MPEG, DSD, DSF, DFF, WavePack and raw PCM in 16-bit or 24-bit. The player can test whether your signal path is bit perfect. You need to download a special album of bird sounds, play it, and the display will indicate whether it was played back losslessly. Tracks are available at the sample rates that the Grimm players can reproduce. Please see the updated manual, which can be downloaded from the Grimm Audio site. The Grimm players are Intel i3 based, and that works fine unless you have an immensely big catalog of music, more than 100,000 tracks. In that case, you can use the MU1 and 2 as renderer only and use an external Roon server. I use the Sonic Transporter i7 CDR as Roon server since I have about 150,000 tracks. Using the Grimm player as renderer, so with an external Roon server, was already possible but with some limitations. The display did not show the song playing. The remote control functions skip forward and back and play pause did not function. The volume control was not calibrated in dBs. The artwork of the Grimm player was not correct and the blue dot did not show the audio path in detail. That all works now since the Roon endpoint feature was included in the update. As a result, you need to select another Grimm player in Roon. To do this, go to Settings, select Audio in the left column, disable the old Grimm link and select the Roon player under the Roon Ready heading. The Roon settings for your Grimm player will automatically be set correctly, as you can see by clicking on the gear icon. I'm using the default settings except for Enable MQA Core Decoder, which I have enabled. I had my MU2 for almost 2 years now, and it served me flawlessly. It has been abused for all sorts of tests, like playing it 24/7 for a week to burn in an amp with load resistors, and it was, and still is, my benchmark in Setup 1A. Just this month I had a setup to review, the Synergistic Research Voodoo Streamer and Mola Mola Zambeki DAC combination, that sounded just as good as the MU2. The tonal balance is perfect, the bass is controlled and has excellent texture. The mid-range has plenty of resolution, and the highs are delicate, but it's the timing that's truly special. I still struggle to find words to describe the magic of the MU2, and I'm not the only reviewer who gave it a rave review. Is the MU2 the best music player on the market? I don't know. I haven't found a better sounding player yet, but I'm sure if there is one, it will be in an even higher price range. What I also like is that Grimm Audio wants you to enjoy their products for a long time. With their speakers, they offer buyers of older models upgrades that you will also find in the current models. And with that bang, we're coming to the end of this video. A new one is coming soon, so don't forget to subscribe or follow me on Patreon, Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram or TikTok. Patreon and YouTube Premium members get early access and no ads. Did you like this video? Then give it a thumbs up and share it. It helps a lot. A huge thank to everyone who supports the channel financially. You keep me independent and motivated. Even €1, pound or dollar makes a difference. You can easily contribute via the QR code on screen or the links in the description. I'm Hans Beekhuizen, thank you for watching, and whatever you do, enjoy the music.